Hi everyone, Nicolette here. Good morning. Thank you for joining me on my walk this Tuesday morning. So I missed you guys yesterday. Didn't go on a walk at all because I had so many things to do in the morning. And when I got back in, it was studying time and it was just a mess, y'all. So anyway, so this morning I wanted to talk on the topic of integrity. I feel like some people need a lesson across the street on integrity. So I don't know if their parents didn't teach it. I don't know if they missed that lesson in church, but they're doing it all wrong. See, because you have the title of Christian does not mean you have integrity. Oh my gosh, y'all. It's a whole rat. Going around. I know it's dead, but still. Okay, sorry. Just gotta get around that. And get out the street before I continue. Crossing another street. Okay, so I don't know what integrity means to some people. Because you're nice, soft-spoken, because you're called Christian doesn't mean you have integrity. Because you consider yourself a good person doesn't mean you have integrity. The one thing I say is, if you cannot treat everyone the same, like your friends, your family, strangers, you don't have integrity. Okay, you cannot choose whom to be kind to, whom not to scam and scheme and cheat and lie to. You cannot have duplicitous words, okay? You can't say one thing to one group of people and say another thing to another group of people. That's not having integrity, okay? And I always say, if you hear anybody say to you, I would never do that to you, please run. Like, don't even bother doing business with this person, because at some point in your life, you're going to be in the same position as that other person that they wronged. And they're going to feel the same way because you're human and you make mistakes and you do things wrong too. And their sentiments will change. So you have to be able to do kindness, to be honest, to be loyal to people just because that's your principle. Principles do not change. Values do not change with people in circumstances and situations, okay? That's why they're called principles, right? They are the crux and the basis from which you live your life. Your base cannot change. You cannot uproot a base of a house, of a building, of anything and move it because there's a tornado coming, right? There's rain coming. You can't move your house because a foundation is rooted and grounded, okay? So that's what principles are. They are rooted, grounded, stationary, okay? You might embellish, maybe. You might strengthen the structure, but you cannot move it. So that's why before you decide what you are going to choose your values and your principles to be, think very carefully, because people will look at what you say and what you do and they will believe what they see and what they hear, and it will remain in their hearts and their minds forever, because that is the first impression and that is what you're telling them you are. See, what you are is what people are going to base their relationship on. So I find a lot of Christians, right? They're so shady, right? Anything you do, I don't care what business it is, what interaction you have, right? And I understand, I am human too. We're all human, guys. Let's just be real. There are certain situations, especially when you feel like you're going to take a loss, right? And you don't want to, right? Crossing the street. you're going to try to prevent yourself from taking losses. You're going to have, there are certain benefits and advantages that you want, right? But if you have character, if you have principles, if you have values, okay, there's a certain way you're going to go about it. So I was talking to my sister yesterday, and she blew me away, okay, with this, something that happened to her that I was so proud of her for, right? Some company wanted to take her up and pull her away from another company. And she's like, no, I have loyalty to this first company. I have to speak to this person. I can't just, because it's more advantageous, what's the word I'm looking for? There's more advantages, there you go, for me, that I'm going to just, leave this person that I was loyal to and come to you just to make money. See, now that is principles, y'all, okay? So now, at a later time, I'm going to come back on and I'm going to talk some more about integrity and principles and how certain people, some people, many people, including Christians, just do not have it, okay? But I just need you guys to realize, those of you out there who feel like it's okay because you're benefiting one group of people to scheme another group of people. Meaning, because it's good for you and your family and your friends and your coworkers and your church and whomever that you feel favorable towards, that God is okay with you, being duplicitous and scheming and being mean to another group of people. See, this is to me where the Jews get it wrong, right? Because to them, they're like, God says, take from the Egyptians, right? And give to the children of God. See, at this point in life, we all are children of God. Egyptians and Christians, pagans and non-pagans. Christ decided to die for us all. Okay, so you being mean and robbing and stealing from other people, I don't think that's godly. I just crossing the street. Yeah, I don't think that's godly. And I know some people don't do it because they want to be mean. And I understand. Listen, I get it, because I have a friend who says, God, take it from them and give it to me. Listen, if you ask and he does, go ahead, because obviously they're not praising God. They're not going to get the same blessings as we are getting, right? But how are you to know who's a true Christian and who's not? Who's a child of God and who's not? Who's following him and who's not? Just, you don't know. Let God make that decision for you. If you need something and you feel like somebody has it, you pray about it. You ask God ways by which you can obtain whatever it is that person has, right? Crossing the street. And then God will grant it to you, right? But the lying and cheating, right, that I hear that Jews do, because they think that is still lying and cheating. Even if you're lying and cheating a pagan, an Egyptian, a person who's not godly, right? See, when was it Jacob, Isaac? I forget which one, y'all. Y'all let me know. When he went to Egypt and he lied to the prince about Sarah being his sister. So that's Abraham. Okay, there you go. I got it. With Sarah being his sister, God scolded him for that. He asked him, why did you lie? Because lying is still wrong. Doesn't matter whom you're lying to. And that's what people don't understand. Cross the street. So don't ever tell me that you have a reason why you're lying. You're lying because this person did you wrong or that person needs help. You need to pray. And I'm gonna be real. Okay, I know it is not easy to tell the truth, especially when you're in a jam and you're stuck and it means jail time. It means, losing money, losing life. But you know what? First of all, why are you in that situation? See, because if you were godly from the get-go, you listen from the get-go, there are many things you would not be in a situation to lie about. Let's just be real about it. And I'm talking about me, and I'm talking about you. Okay, if you had faith, there would be no reason to lie to whoever. If you had patience, there would be no reason to lie for whatever. If you stayed in your lane, there will be no reason to lie for whatever reason. Okay? Because God will do for you what he sees fit. Maybe he does not want you to have that big house. He does not want you to go to that job. He does not want that person for you. And we're like trying to do it on our own. So we lie and we cheat and we do the wrong things. And then we get caught. And we're like, God, why? And then we have to lie and then cheat some more to get ourselves out of the situations we put ourselves in because we didn't listen in the first place. Okay? So let us go about whatever we're doing the right way. If you have an advantage, you have something that you want to share with someone, tell them the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Allow them to make the decision themselves, what they're going to do. Don't do it. Don't embellish on it and make it look like it's the best thing out there. And you know there's problems. Let me be the one to say, listen, I don't mind. Okay, I know there might be problems. I'm in it anyway. I trust this. I'm going to do it, right? But don't try to, put your problem on somebody else or put somebody in the same problem as you or take the problem off of you and put it on somebody else because you want to get out or you want to help somebody else, right? Let's be honest. Let's be real. Let's do what God has asked us to do because it's not right when we don't. God is not pleased by that. And listen, if more than one person tells you that they're upset about something went wrong. Okay? If you find yourself in the court of law with the police, and and that goes to my black people, right? We're not in the time of persecution yet. Okay. So, as a Christian, it is rare that you will find, not impossible, not never, but rare, that you will find a law-abiding citizen, Christian, church-going, devout, faith-loving, a person who's connected truly to Christ to be in trouble with the law. Usually, not always. I'm not saying always, y'all. Don't come at me because you say that, people who did the right thing who got in trouble and people who were at the wrong place at the wrong time got in trouble. I get that because God allows punishment and trials and persecution to come onto his people too. And they didn't do anything for it, but it's because he wants his name to be glorified. He wants to show people what he can do. So he uses you. That's fine. But for those of you who know who you are, you know what you did. You know you lied. You know you cheated. You know you schemed and you scammed and you did everything you felt you needed to do because God would understand. God does not understand. Stop it. You need to stop it because it's wrong. God will get you out of it, right? Maybe because your mom is praying for you. Maybe you did something good in the past because of his grace and mercy. But you're still wrong. And we need to understand that there's a way that Christians act and behave so that they remain in God's glory and remain in the right way, right? So that they don't get in trouble. Crossing the street. So if your name is being run in the gutter, if you're in trouble for something, evaluate your actions. Evaluate your mindset. Because here's the other thing too. Even if your actions are right, if God sees that your heart is in the wrong place and you had intended to hurt that person and scheme that person, abuse that person, right? I have, young people taking their parents' money, right? Because, they don't need it. They're too old. They work for that. What is wrong with you? That's wrong, right? People taking their kids' money. Listen, no. That's not yours. That's one thing. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you. We could go to talk about parents and what the way, like I was talking to my sister the other day, like my aunt, my dad, my side. Let me tell you, there's certain things that when you have integrity and character, you will never do. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a little girl, a little child. You do not have anyone take your name out of, speak out of your name, or whatever the word is, like, to say something bad about you. It's a child, or it's a person who's lower than you, or it's someone, it's a homeless. I don't know who, because the person is beneath you, below you in standing in class or whatever, you think it's okay to, and then that person will come at you and it's like, oh, it doesn't matter because they're a nobody. Listen, I don't care who it is. You need to have character. Okay, you need to have integrity. You need to be loyal. You need to know that as a person of God, as a child of God, as someone, you're being looked up to. People are seeing what you do to dictate whether or not they should be Christians, whether or not it's a good thing to be a Christian. So when you do people wrong, whoever it is, and you do not have a good testimony, you are doing yourself a disservice, and you're doing your God a disservice, and you will be punished for it. It might not come now. Believe me, a lot of people, they're enjoying the fruit of what they've done wrong and how they've wronged people and the amount of money that they're making, all because you're being blessed, so to speak, because you're getting money from your scheming and you feel like you're getting rich from what you do. Doesn't mean God is in it. Don't be fooled. Because Madoff was making loads of money. Money does not equate blessings. Because you have a new house, because you have a new car, because you've gone up in ranks and position, like people who do the wrong thing to get rid of somebody who's their competition, their competitor, and they feel like because they got whatever they were aiming for, this is the blessing of God. No, it's not, darling. Okay, you will feel the wrath of God when the time comes. Okay, because look at Haman. We see the stories in the Bible, right? He tried to scheme. You don't know who that person is. Okay, and God says, vengeance is mine. Even if the person doesn't come at you, even if the person doesn't try to seek revenge for what you did, even if you are, being blessed at the moment, what you did is still wrong. And if you don't pay for it in this life, on earth, there is a hell. Okay, so I just want to talk to you guys about this because, something happened to me. I'm not going to talk about it yet because I'm giving time. I'm trying to be patient, okay, because I don't like people to take me for a fool, and I don't like people to use me, and I don't like people to, try to, it's not right, because I don't do it to people, and I don't like it being done to me. So I'm giving it time. I'm giving it patience. I like when a person says they're going to do something, that it gets done. Okay, and you know how I blew up Union 9, and it's this channel. That's not my mission to blow people up and to say what. But listen, I don't like when people are being used, and if it happens to me, it can happen to someone else, and I'm gonna let it be known so that other people do not get affected and get hurt by this because it's wrong. Do you understand? So, but I just want people to know that when you're a Christian, there's a certain way, there's a certain, your name should be precious to you. Everything you do should inspire a person to look to be like you, to act like you, to see why is it that you're the way that you are? Why is God blessing you? Why are you so kind? Why are you so nice? Why are you, rather than people like, oh my gosh, oh her, please don't do business with her. Don't even talk to her. She has sweet tongue, but she's a viper. She's a person in wolf's clothing. Like, if people are saying that's a problem. Okay, and you might not hear it. But if you are that kind of person, and everybody knows what they do, guys. I don't care. Listen, people try to fake it and act like they're so, they say, I'm never, stop it. You know what you do. And listen, even if people don't see fully, God knows what you're doing. And if you're at that state where you are so into this devious living that you can't recognize when you do something wrong, girl, boy, I feel sorry for you, Because that means you done killed the Holy Spirit 10 times over. And now he can't even tell you when you're doing something wrong. You don't even recognize when you are wrong. And even when somebody's telling you, listen, why did you do this? You know, you can't even see it. To change, to do differently. And that's a problem. So be mindful of your actions. Sorry, guys. Allergies. I don't know what's around me, but I'm allergic to it. So I'm about to go in the house. But anyway, I just wanted to, have this little lesson on integrity and talk to my Christian brothers and sisters. And I talk to you as I talk to me, because everything I say to you, I had to go through, or I've been inspired to know, or I've learned through experience. And like I said, there are times when I feel like, should I tell her this or shouldn't I tell her this? Because if I tell her or tell him, then this is not going to work out. And I want it to work out. And what am I going to do? Because I'm stuck and I need to get unstuck. And this is the person who can help me. But maybe they won't help me if they know all the situation. Listen, God has asked you to be honest. Let your yes be yes. Let your no be no. Right? Even if you get burned, even if you lose, even if you are on the bottom, you can always say, at least I did right. I did what God asked me to do. Okay? And God will bless you in turn. Maybe not in this thing, but in something else, because he will see that you have integrity, right? I love when God talks about Job. And, I aspire to be a person like that. In everything, Job and Daniel, those are the two people God said, they found no fault in any of their doings. That is what we aspire to. That no one can come at you and say anything about your character, in your work, in your business, in your home, in your anywhere. Those are goals. So let that be our purpose. Let it not be money. Let it not be position. Let it not be, your personal friends, your personal family, your personal co-workers. Let not be a group of people that you're trying to please and forget everybody else because you don't know them. Listen, you don't know this world. You don't know this earth. You don't know who you're going to need later on. And the very person that you schemed and try to do dirty, that might be the person that you need later on in life. And God does that, y'all. He does that. Okay, so be careful as a Christian, as anybody. Know that he calls you to be intègre. He calls you to have integrity. He calls you to be honest. He calls you to be loyal. He says, whatever it is, everything that you do, and let it be for the glory of God, and let it be good. Let it be good. Okay, so that is my wish for you and for me. Let God bless you today in everything that you do, everything that you say, everything that you think, right? So that everyone who sees you can see him in you. Have a great day. Be blessed always. Love you guys. Bye.